Welcome everyone, KD here, with a short update about my games on World in Pieces. A short disclaimer, nothing you see is final, this is still early in the development. And I did 3 changes I want to talk about. We'll talk about it very shortly. One thing you see right now, a number jumps up here, a yellow number. And what I added now is that your energy, the yellow number, will recover over time. So just only small over time it will recover. However, in general, attacks will now cost more energy in general to kind of compensate for all these things. So that's one small change. So your energy will recover over time now. That has been added. Then what we see here is an additional option in which you have to select the weapon. So I was first not really too happy about this because this means an additional step before you can attack the enemy. So for the player, he has to do an additional step. There will be also, if you have long-range attack weapons or tech weapons, then you not only have to choose your weapon, you also have to choose your ammunition you want to use. So, and then it's not set up now, but here on the left side you will see the states how much damage this ability does. On the right side is how much additional damage and information you do with the weapon equipped. So what also is new is that there is now under short range attacks. There are also now weaponless attacks who are a little bit weak, but there will and in normal combat they're maybe not that useful, but there will be in the main game will be a certain game mechanic that in which it will be important. It will be kind of if you interact with an NPC or so on and he doesn't like what you're talking about, if you kind of choose the wrong answers, so to get what you want you may have to get in a brawl with him, and that will be a weaponless combat because it's not about killing the enemy. So that's why here and all weaponless attacks will be short range. There may be equipment that kind of give you extra powers like gauntlets or anything like that. It will give you a small advantage or anything like that here. But so this is not complete here right now. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with that because it means that the player has to do one more step before he can attack the enemy, and that is maybe when you play a lot, the game a lot, and you're grinding and so on, it may get a little bit annoying. So I believe for the main game I will give you an option to automatically select the weapon that gives the most effects for this specific ability. And depending on the ability, this may vary. But anyway, but probably for the demo, I probably won't do that. And then I also will kind of hopefully see what is the reaction by people who play it. Is it annoying to do these extra steps and so on? There will be also kind of be there will be a little bit more information. This is not everything here yet. Additional to what we see now, I will also that the effect area will be, you will see it here, and there will be different effect area. Now we just have a selective effect area with every ability. That means that the player has to select the enemy and then the hit point, which part he wants to attack. Then there will be different, depending on abilities, this will change. So there will be completely random that the hit point you hit, that it will randomly select an enemy and a hit point. Then there will be maybe only random that you can select the enemy, but it will be randomly which hit point you will. There will be, of course, area effects, so it will hit all the enemies, or it will hit a line of enemies, or maybe just two enemies close to each other and stuff like that. So I wonder if I will do kind of like, also again for people who want to kind of more rush to the combat and don't want to select everything on their own. It's possible that I will give you the option that it will be random, so you only have to select the ability you want to use, and then it will randomly attack an area, and maybe I can make it a little bit intelligent, so it will attack at least one area that this specific ability has the most effects. And then for people who want to really do everything manual, there will be these options too. So it won't be completely automatic. That's what I can say already, and it will be probably, in the end effect, it will be probably better to do it manually than do it automatically. But this is just something I have to think about. Maybe I see in the demo that if people play the demo and enjoy how it is at the moment, then maybe I want to kind of give you these automatic options. But like I said, for the demo version, I probably want to give you these options to do it automatically. Maybe I will introduce it a little bit later, and so on. So that's kind of to change. So this is still prototype. So here you can select the weapon. So at the moment you can't select anything. Absolutely, this is now this weaponless attacks. So you can only choose weaponless. You can choose a weapon for that. So the animation is wrong, but that doesn't matter right now. And then you have to press and go if you want to go further. So it's a little bit annoying, absolutely, if you are in a long fight and you have to do it over and over again. So I have to see kind of what can I do to make it easier for the player. If you go kind of on a kind of just grind your level or things like that, fighting enemy over enemy and so on, then it may be interesting to set different options into automatic. So I will see. I probably will see more as soon as the demo is on. So there's one more update I want to show you. Yeah, another update that I added now. So I told you that I'm working on the progression system, how you can level up your character, learn new abilities, and so on. And there are these ability tiers. I'm going through one after another, and that's why it takes so long. Because every time I add an ability, I also add it into the game, so it works already. So it's a little bit a long process or anything like that. And we have now, and what I added now is the training abilities here. And when we go to training, then here, so after combat, you can spend your experience points to practice different aspects of you can just do different training sessions. So what it is with training, it will cost you energy. So I'm wondering if this will be probably higher at the end than just 10 energy. So this one here is already 30 energy, but I have to see. The problem is, so it will cost you energy, and there is a limit how much energy you can use. Of course, this will be part of the energy your character has left. But there will be kind of like you can't go lower than 50%, and then you can't practice anymore. The problem is with the energy is that it's kind of like a penalty system, because when you go after a combat, you will, in the demo version, after combat you will directly jump to a resting place where your energy will automatically recover, and then after, if you train and use up energy, then you jump into the next battle. You will missing the energy you use here. So kind of the idea is why I think about making the penalty higher, that it will cost more energy, is just so it won't only be limited by your experience points, because energy, when you can kind of look at it here as a currency, so because you use up energy, but because it will recover again, it's not such a bad thing. So that means that I have to see if these training methods are not too effective at the beginning of the game. I mean, as you see here levels, so I can train here, then the level jumps up, and then the experience points costs getting higher, so you can practice to a certain point. Yeah, you can practice to a certain point, and then it will cost more experience points. So kind of it automatically you get at some point there it's more limited because the costs are so high. So you have to think about, yeah, is it, do I want to practice and get a little bit my character a little bit stronger, or do I want to learn a new ability for this amount of experience points? So this is a little bit, of course, limitation, and the player has to think about. But if it's too cheap at the beginning, you can maybe there's just a problem that at the beginning you can really strengthen your character quite a bit with using this training method here. But we see here the trainings are quite limited, what exactly they will improve. So this one here will give you a strength bonus. It will add more armor damage if you attack armored parts of enemies. And the one ability that is very close to this training method will gain an experience points. Then here it's kind of same, so you get an agility, that improved agility plus control plus, and the experience points. And here you see meditation is spirit resistant, genuine endurance. So that's kind of the thing here. And as further as you progress with the ability tier here, you will learn, of course, new training methods and so on. Yes, so there's actually one more thing I want to show you very shortly. Yes, so but that's what I kind of did in the last days. So I'm getting forward with the progression system. It's quite complicated. There is a lot to it. That's why it's a little bit slow at the moment. So I kind of had hoped that around now I could think about really releasing the demo version, but this takes a lot more time than I thought it would, but that's how it is. So there's one more thing I want to show you. It's about the shop I created for the demo version. Okay, this is the shop I created for the demo version, so maybe ignore this field items and materials and ammunition. This stuff is not updated yet. Let us focus on the middle one. That will be kind of how it will then look like in the demo. You also here see currencies, so there is the possibility to pay with desert coins and with sunstones. So I maybe have to talk a little bit about that. So in the demo version there will be only these two currencies. In the main game there will be more currencies. There is just this part in the story. There is just these different cultures with different economics where you pay with different currencies, and this will be, it's not only part of the story, this will also affect a little bit the gameplay, absolutely, when you want to buy stuff and so on. So what kind of the idea is, here is that you, if you are in a region, you can probably in most shops you probably can buy your stuff with different currencies, with all the different currencies in the game. However, if you're in a region where you pay with a certain currency, as example desert coins, it will be much cheaper to buy it with these coins. So the other thing is more like, if you don't have enough desert coins, you still have the possibility to buy with another currency, but it will be more expensive, and that's kind of just what you then have to think about. So I mean, at least this is kind of the idea at the moment I'm going for. Maybe this will change. Maybe I will give you only possibility in most shops to buy stuff with this specific currency. And then sunstones is something a little bit different. Sunstones are a resource. You will see sunstones are very important for the story and everything. And they are a very, very expensive resource, but also very useful. You will see you will need for combat and other stuff, you will need sunstones at certain points in the game, and it will maybe give you some advantages if you have sunstones at certain points, because certain weapons can only be used with sunstones and things like that. So you may want to think about saving some of your sunstones for for a boss battle or anything like that. That's just for the main game. For the demo, I made it like this, that after you defeated an enemy, there is a small chance that you get some sunstones out of it, and the only thing you can do at the moment for the demo is then investing it into items in the shop. And you see here this book here. I have to change this. This is not a book, this is a scroll. Yeah, I kind of have different things. So if you want, you can learn new jobs and other things, and the informations about new jobs, they're in books. Meditation is a training, is for you to practice, is one of these trainings I explained before, and I won't call them books, these will be scrolls. Just a little thing here, so you can also see the information and then what exactly is the thing with this book here. Anyway, so you see here that this scroll will cost you 100 DC, but only 10 sunstones. So sunstones is in gram, so 10 gram of sunstones. So you see how that they are quite worth, quite variable, have a quite high value, and you will see that, and that's why I will add a lot of mechanics and options where you have to use sunstones, or not have to, but where it maybe is easier if you have enough sunstones for that, or like you can spend it in the shop, and that's another option to buy stuff. So that's kind of the idea here. And right now what it is kind of you have to select one. So you can of course only select one here because this is a one-time buy. So like ammunition or field items like potion and so on will be then a little bit different, so you can of course buy more than one. And then because so you can select, so you can, as example, buy one item with desert coins and another item with sunstones or another currency, and then you can go to the shopping cart. And then here you see kind of your total, how much in DC, how much in Sun you have to pay, and of course how much you own. So right now it shouldn't be possible to buy it, yeah, because I don't have enough money. Anyway, that's kind of how the shop will work. So if I select this one here, then we see that the cost changes to Sun. Anyway, that's kind of what I want to show you about the shop. That's also new. So probably the thing with the weapon, how to equip weapon and so on, I will probably do more in the future, more updates in the future when right now I'm actually getting more into the combat abilities, so the abilities you can use in combat. So the system I'm building there with the weapon equipments and so on will definitely grow in the next days a lot more, so I probably will do some updates there. But that's what I want to show you here. Yeah, and so kind of the problem right now is really that it is a slow progress because I told you this before in other updates. I really want that the abilities you learn, that they have an effect on the gameplay. So I don't want you to just learn an ability for the sake of learning an ability. I want that if you learn an ability, that there is a rewarding aspect to it. So it changes different things. It can affect the combat. It can affect how you grow your player. It can affect it in the main game. It will affect how you can interact with NPCs, how you can interact with assets and stuff like that. So that means that first of all, there will be certain conditions to the abilities if you want to learn them, and they will of course cost you experience points there, but it is also that you maybe have to learn a completely different ability first before you can learn this. It's possible that you have to first go buy a book so you can learn this. Maybe you have to first buy a scroll to learn something and stuff like that. And as soon as the main game is, this will be probably less kind. So now for the demo version, it will be most things you will probably find in the world of the main game by doing side quests, by exploring the world, by talking to people and so on will be I will just move this stuff into the shop, and you then have to kind of grind monies and buy it if you want to learn it, but it won't be as simple as that in the main game. That's what I want to say about that. So, but because of that, and because every ability that you learn has a certain effect on the gameplay and so on, and I do this really systematic right now, so step by step, every ability I set it up so it works, instead of just setting up the UI and then it has no effect yet. So what I do right now is, there is a new combat ability, so that means I go back into the combat, I set everything up, I maybe do some simple animations. So I say this all the time, the animations won't be finished, the finished versions in the demo. There will be a lot simpler animations. But if I have a new ability, I haven't done an animation yet, so I have to go create the animations, I have to add the animations, and so on. So everything just takes, at the moment, just a lot of time. So that's just kind of thing. So I think I have to stop the update here. Like always, I could talk hours upon hours about all the ideas that went into the game and all the ideas that I still have for the future of the game. That's why I will still do updates, and so on. I will also, because I was kind of hoping by focusing on really working on the project, not doing less live streams, it will go faster. But because it takes now longer than I expected, I want to go now slowly back to do more live streams again. So expect more live streams. I also kind of created a schedule for me that I want to adapt in the future. Absolutely, for streaming on Twitch and YouTube, and for creating other videos and stuff like that. So the schedule I made, and I will go slowly into the schedule I made, or slowly back into this schedule. So the first thing will be getting back to do more regular live streams. What felt a little bit short in the last time, so I don't have the setup right now to do everything I have planned, but this is a good chance to get slowly used to this new schedule, because it's always kind of a problem if you kind of overdo it at the beginning. There is a certain breaking point. You just feel kind of like, oof, that's too much. I have to tune it down. So it's easier to kind of go slowly into it, and then you have kind of feeling, yeah, maybe this is a little bit too much, so you can kind of slow it down. Things like that. Yeah, sorry that I'm talking again way too long, but that's about the update for now. There will be more coming in the next days. So the demo, now there is for the demo version, there's now a new goal, and that will be somewhere next month. I think it's possible, but there's still a lot to do up to that point. But I really can't wait to make this game public so other people have the chance to play it. Can't wait for that. So thank you for watching.